Derek Carr has officially said his farewell to the Raider Nation, to the black hole. Now, I'm going to paraphrase what he said here, but he said basically, I'm sorry that I cannot do this in person, but my years here have been great and it's time for me to move on. So when I got to reading this very loosely, I was still half asleep, getting ready, preparing for the show. I saw the tweet from Adam Schefter. I'm like, oh, what is this all about, right? And then I got to thinking, could Derek Carr really not say this in person? Come on, man. There is ways you could have done this. You could have held a press conference. You could have shown up for the last 3 weeks of the season. You could have went on Instagram Live and done something, on Twitter Live, recorded a video thing. There are other ways that you could have done said issue or said farewell, right? So when you say there was no way you could say bye or whatever, right? Complete 100% BS. Derek Carr, I've been a fan of yours for years, right? I've always thought you were highly underrated. I thought you were undervalued, and I thought you were basically what was holding the Raiders together in the end. Now, was that all a facade? Was that all smoke and mirrors? Jarrett Stidham, didn't do terrible. Scored, 35 points versus the 49ers. Held their own versus Kansas City Chiefs for like a little while. Maybe the whole time Derek Carr was the issue in LA or Las Vegas. Maybe, I don't know. All I know is when I saw that, I was vaguely pissed off. I'm like, really? You couldn't do this in person? You could have shown up for the last 3 weeks. I know you weren't. You were taking the politically correct stance, right? You were saying, I don't want to be a distraction. I want Jarrett Stidham to get his reps, and I want basically what it seemed like is you want Jarrett Stidham to fail, so the Las Vegas Raiders come say, "Oh, Derek Carr, we need you, baby, come back." Kind of blew in your face there, didn't it, Boss Man? That's all. Kind of blew up in your face, didn't it, man? Cue that intro. Are you ready for the best damn radio show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
On the beat every time, no. I would like to personally welcome you to Man Hour After Dark. Say that thing. While I bring you the host, Mike, Buck, and Cone. You know who's coming to the sports talk than what you about to hear right here. I second that.
Go. You know that it's us when we talking about sports. Giving you facts on the field to the core. Tune in, we need the support. 1 hour too short, then listen some more. On all your stations, not dropping no music. Starts like Adidas, but Nike just do it. Down 4 in the 4th, we go for the win. Michael 2 seconds, we taking it in. Buck, Mike, and Combs, you know what's going on. Man, now we're After Dark, no LA, we the big spark. No 4th and inches, won't cut you short. Got the best talking, it's all sports. Buzzing more than buzzer beaters. We coming live, all 3 speaks go.
And what is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buck Kosher with the Man Hour on this Thursday edition of the afternoon Man Hour. Head over to manhourradio.com. Check out the merchandise page or check out the blog section as well. New things popping over there each and every day. New merch has just dropped. The Takeaway 22 merch is on sale right now. Use promo code BUCK to save yourself some dollar bills, y'all. All proceeds from the Takeaway 22 merch does go to the Kalahar Project. It is a soldier suicide awareness group there, so we are very, very fond of this organization out there, so be sure to help us support that. But then is Thursday. It is If and Then Thursday, guys, and we're going to talk nothing but super wild card weekend here. All the road teams, I'm going to give you reasons why they can win and if they will win moving forward. We're going to talk at the Seahawks, 49ers, Chargers, Jaguars, the Miami Dolphins versus Buffalo Bills, Giants, Vikings, Ravens versus Bengals, part 3 in the last 2 weeks. That's crazy. And then the Cowboys versus the Bucks, obviously. So, guys, big things happening. But first, we got to welcome people into the chat. We see a new face over there. Arthur is over there. What's up, Arthur? Hope you're having a grand old day. Alpha Rob is in there as always. Luke G making his weekly appearance. What's up, Luke G? Wayne G's in there as well. I see Combsy in there as well. What's up, Combsy? Hope you're having a grand old day. Staying warm up there. Papa Buck is in the house as well. Snowing over there in Kansas. Hope you guys are staying warm. Drew is in there as well. I see Danny Hawker popping in as well, guys. It is good. We got a packed house, guys. It is going to be good. It's going to be good. It's going to be great. But first, let's talk about those fantastic Seattle Seahawks, guys, right? So the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers are going to part 3 here, the Super Wild Card Weekend. I was actually supposed to start somebody else, but we'll start with them. It doesn't matter. Bada bing, bada boom. 49ers are 2-0 versus the Seahawks so far this season, and they have flexed on them the last couple games. The 49ers are doing well. They've won 10 games in a row. Brock Purdy has won 5 games in a row. Jimmy G has won 5 games in a row. This team is hot. This team is very, very good. But how can the Seattle Seahawks win this game versus the San Francisco 49ers? Number one, you have to have a balanced attack versus the San Francisco 49ers. What do the San Francisco 49ers really bank their defense on? Pinning the ears back, getting pressure on the quarterback, making you a one-dimensional team. So if you can have a very balanced attack versus the San Francisco 49ers, you are going to win that game. A healthy dose of Kenneth Walker III, get DK involved. DK has had a very quiet season, but arguably one of the top receivers in the NFL previous year, so get him the ball. Tyler Lockett should be coming back from injury as well. Geno Smith is the most accurate quarterback in the league this season. Have that nice balanced attack. Next up is when you do have that balanced attack and you're running the ball with Kenneth Walker, run right at Bosa. Double team him, make him decide to go inside, outside, and Kenneth Walker has to make the right decision. If Bosa goes outside, you go inside. He goes inside, you go out like outside. You have to run at Bosa to be successful. What do most of these prolifical pass rushers do? Bosa, Micah Parsons, the other Bosa, T.J. Watt, they're able to chase down the play. When you run at them, that is kind of where they start to lack a little bit. They kind of, I don't know if it's shit the bed, but they're like, wow, you're running at me? That's kind of weird. And number 3, how the Seahawks can beat the 49ers is make the San Francisco 49ers one-dimensional. I want you to take away the running game, completely eliminate Christian McCaffrey from the fold. Make Brock Purdy beat you passing the ball. We've seen one game where Brock Purdy really excelled as passing the ball, and that's versus the Raiders a couple weeks ago, a Raiders team that is just not very good. The Seahawks defense is not terrible. They're not great, but they're not terrible. Take away the running game, make the San Francisco 49ers one-dimensional. Those are 3 ways that the Seattle Seahawks can beat the San Francisco 49ers. So on this if and then Thursday here, if the Seattle Seahawks do beat the San Francisco 49ers, then what? Then they had a very balanced attack versus the San Francisco 49ers. They ran the ball effectively. They passed the ball effectively. They had great special teams play. The Seahawks almost had to play a near perfect game to beat the San Francisco 49ers, and they can do that. Nice long drives, this, and this. But if they beat San Francisco 49ers, it is because of the nice long drives that they're going to establish moving forward. Also, it is very, very, very hard in the NFL or high school football, college football, whatever you want to call it. It is hard to beat a team 3 times in a season. 3 times in a season, it is very, very hard. Can the 49ers do it? Absolutely, they can do it. They are the hottest team in the NFL. They are a great team. They are a team that you don't want to play right now, period, in the playoffs. But they are beatable. Rookie quarterback, 6 start, and they've won 10 games in a row. I just don't see them winning 11 games. Now, we'll get to that later. In the picks tomorrow, we'll see what happens. But let's move on. It's all about the fifth. And then I give you an if, and then Buck gives you an in. What is he going to say? Nobody really knows, but it's going to be provocative. All right, so the next team that we're going to break down here are the LA Chargers. The LA Chargers do play the Jacksonville Jaguars in the Super Wild Card Weekend here. A team that really both of these quarterbacks have never been to the playoffs, so this is a truly toss-up game. But I'm going to give you 3 reasons of how the Chargers can beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, number 1, what has made the Jacksonville Jaguars successful when they've been successful this season is they've been able to manage the clock, limit the turnovers, limit the mistakes, and beat you at your own game in the end. When they have lost those 4 or 5 games in a row, right, when they were 3-7, going into the bye week, they were throwing interceptions, they were just being stupid, and just they were not doing Doug Peterson football in the end. So the first way that the Chargers can beat the Jaguars this week is let the Jaguars make the mistakes. Chargers need to limit their mistakes, no interceptions, no fumbles, execute, basically do what you've been doing all season long when you win games, and that is perform. Let the Jacksonville Jaguars make the mistakes. That is number 1. Number 2, run the damn ball. You guys are going to get a theme when we give you all these ways for teams to beat. It's running the ball. In January, you can have all these high-scoring offenses, right? But what is successful in January, February, December? Running the damn ball. In the last 5 games, the Chargers are 4-1, right? Those 4 games that they have won, their leading rusher has been Austin Eckler, obviously, and he has had 12-plus attempts in all of those games for 75-plus yards. In the game that they lost versus the Denver Broncos last game of the season, he had 10 carries. So 12-plus carries for Austin Eckler. Let him eat. Give him the damn ball. Number 3, Mike Williams has to be on the field. No question about it. I don't care if he is 50%, 60%, or has a cast on his ankle. Mike Williams has to be on the field. Mike Williams is the X factor in this game. Why? His presence alone on the field stretches the field. He can take 4 steps off of the line and the cornerbacks are bailing. Flashback to the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Chargers game. Yes, the Chargers lost that game. Look at the first quarter and a half, the first 18 minutes of that game. Mike Williams was on the field. The Chiefs were in panic mode. They didn't know how to defend Mike Williams and stop that running game. The Kansas City Chiefs, the best team in the NFL, did not know how to stop that. How the Jacksonville Jaguars, a team that has never been to the playoffs, yes, Doug Peterson has experience with a Super Bowl ring, yada, I get it. New team, whatever. Mike Williams has to be on the field, period. I don't care if he's 50%, 60%, or 70%. Get that man on the field. That is how the Chargers will win this game. 3 ways the Chargers can win that game is right there. So, with the if and then statement here, if the LA Chargers beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, then Mike Williams was on the field. That is always going to take. Mike Williams to be on the field. Period. You don't even have to throw him the damn ball. Just the presence of him alone will stretch the field. Period. I dropped my pen. I don't need it because I already got it in my notes. We don't need that crap. But yeah, Mike Williams has to be on the field. Next up. Moving on. Producer. Look at that. It's a little bit of if and then a little bit of then. The producer is not Buck. It's Lamar Jackson because that's what his future is next season. Help him, Buck, make the best damn radio show on the planet. What's up next? What's up next, Mr. Producer Man? Lamar Jackson. I'm kidding. It is the Miami Dolphins versus the Buffalo Bills. Guys, the Miami Dolphins can definitely beat the Buffalo Bills, and here's 3 ways how they can do it. Number 1, let Skylar Thompson be Skylar Thompson. When I say that, what has made Skylar Thompson successful in the college game? It was to be able to roll the pocket, extend the plays, let the receivers work their way open. It is not that he is a great pocket quarterback. It is not that he runs a great RPO game. It is not that he can turn around and hand the ball off really, really well. It is his ability to extend the plays. Now, I said this a couple of days ago, but let's flash back to Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill. What made them so prolific and so dangerous is Patrick Mahomes rolling the pocket and be able to extend the play, let Tyreek Hill use that 22-mile-an-hour speed, the cheetah, and let him run around and get open. That is how Skylar Thompson and the Miami Dolphins can beat the Buffalo Bills, number one. Number two, nice, long, effective drives. How do you beat the Buffalo Bills? Keep their offense off the field. That offense is going to score his points. That offense is going to get in the red zone. But if you limit those to, say, from 10 possessions a game, they score on 5 of them, cut those possessions down to 5, they only score on 3 of them, that is a win, right? That is a win. Nice, long, sustained drives. And you have to finish the drives. Whether it be 3 points or 7 points, it doesn't matter. You have to score on every drive that you have over 6, 7, 8 minutes. You have to score on those drives. You have to capitalize on those long, sustained drives. Next up is let Josh Allen be Josh Allen, right? What has been the biggest knock of Josh Allen all career long, especially this season? When he gets into the red zone and he throws that critical interception. I think I saw a stat, I don't remember it exactly, but basically Josh Allen had more red zone interceptions than every other quarterback interceptions all season long. So when the Buffalo Bills get into the red zone, sell out to stop that run, make them pass the ball, he will make a mistake. Man up on the outside. I don't care. You are going to get beat. Stephon Diggs is a great receiver. Gabe Davis is a damn good receiver. Cole Beasley somehow is like old Wes Welker, always finding himself in the right spot at the right time. Man up. I don't care. You beat me, you beat me. Send pressure, make Josh Allen make those mistakes and throw those red zone interceptions. That is how the Miami Dolphins can beat the Buffalo Bills. And if they complete those 3 things, they will beat the Buffalo Bills. So with that being said, if the Miami Dolphins beat the Buffalo Bills, then Josh Allen messed up. Josh Allen threw those red zone interceptions. The Miami Dolphins brought the pressure, got in Josh Allen's face, and he messed up. That's what it comes down to. Miami Dolphins will do what they need to do, but the Buffalo Bills will mess up and Josh Allen will mess up, and that's how the Dolphins will win this game. Got a couple people popping in the chat here, coming in late. Drew says, howdy, Buck. What is up? What is up? What is up, Drew? We are live 2 p.m. East Coast time every Monday through Friday right here on YouTube.com and, of course, Facebook.com. EA Simmons says, what up, dude? What up, EA? Obviously EA is short for something, but is it like Emmanuel Alexander? That'd be so cool. Emmanuel Alexander Simmons. No, but EA is in the chat. Boy, what's up, EA? I'm glad to see you in a live here, man. I definitely see you on posted on some of our posts that we make. I'm glad the interaction, man. I love it. I love it. Keep talking your shit, man. Rep your team. By the way, who is your team, EA? It's kind of hard to tell who your actually team is. Like my man Drew here has like 17 teams. So if you have 17 teams, man, let me know so I can talk shit on all 17 teams just to get you riled up. But I'm totally kidding. But let me flip the page here, guys. We got 3 more games to talk about here. And, I pushed the wrong button. There we go. All right, so the next game up here, guys, is the New York Football Giants versus the Minnesota Vikings. Obviously, they played earlier in the season, but I'm going to give you 3 ways of how the Giants can beat the Vikings in this second game here in this Super Wild Card Weekend. And number 1 is they have to limit the mistakes. Obviously that's pretty cut and dry, but they have to limit the mistakes, period. When the Giants have been really, really good this season, 0 turnovers, they've been a game managing team, running the ball, nickeling, diming down the field, and they don't let the big plays happen. They've been limiting the mistakes on the offense and defensive side of the ball, and that's how they can beat the Vikings. Number two, getting ahead of myself, is they need to push the ball down the field. Now, when you limit the mistakes, pushing the ball down the field is kind of like a yin and yang. You want me to limit my mistakes, but then you also want me to pressure the ball down the field. Yes, I do. Because the Minnesota Vikings have the worst secondary in the NFL, in the playoffs. They have the worst secondary in the playoffs. It is what it is. You have to be able to attack the ball down the field once every other drive, right? Number 3, another yin and yang is you need to sustain long drives. The Minnesota Vikings do have a pretty damn good offense. JJ, Kirk Cousins, Delvin Cook, those guys are very, very dangerous and very, very good when they're given the opportunity. So much like the Buffalo Bills, keep them off the field. But the Giants are successful when they sustain long drives, limit the mistakes, and they push the ball down the field. That is how they can beat the Minnesota Vikings this weekend. So with that being said, if the New York Football Giants do beat the Minnesota Vikings this weekend, it is because they did push the ball down the field. Expose that secondary even more. The secondary sucks in Minnesota. Expose that, but also maintain the long drives at the same time. That is how they can win this game. Danny Hawker says, I like the idea you came up with. Unfortunately, the game is going to be a blowout. Personally, I believe we are referring to the Miami Dolphins games versus the Buffalo Bills games, if I'm not mistaken here. And Danny, I do like where you are going with this, right? Many people are chalking this game up as no contest, right? Rookie quarterback, his third start. The Buffalo Bills are playing with the purpose. They're the best team in the AFC, yada, yada, yada. I get it. Everything adds up to be a blowout, and I agree with you 100%. However, that is why it will not be a blowout. Because first of all, it is a division game, right? They know each other inside and out. Whether you want to admit it or like or not, rookie head coach playing a third time in the season. You know what they're going to do. You know what I'm going to do. Oh, wait, you don't, because I got a rookie quarterback happening. Third start of the NFL season. The Buffalo Bills are kind of playing behind the 8 ball here a little bit. Everybody's expecting them to blow them out of the water. No contest. But rookie quarterback, don't know what to expect. Third start of the season, first win of the season last week versus the Jets, just to get into the playoffs. Guys, the Miami Dolphins are a team playing on house money right now. Now, I know what I said about the Miami Dolphins all season long. They're highly overrated. They're not a Super Bowl caliber team. And I'm sticking to that. They're not a Super Bowl caliber team. But they can and they will compete with the Buffalo Bills. This will not be a blowout like the Patriots game last season. This will not be a perfect game. Josh Allen will make mistakes in the red zone. That's his MO. It is. So let Skylar Thompson be that game manager. Let him make the plays. Skylar Thompson's a man. Skylar Thompson's a dude. He just hasn't had opportunity to show it yet. Drew says 4 teams, jackass. Yeah, 4 teams per division, Drew. Everybody knows that. And he says, I like any team playing against the Cowboys or Packers. So that is 30 teams in the NFL. Drew literally just doubled his likeness for other teams by this one statement. He goes from 15 teams to 30 teams in a matter of 5 seconds when he took to type this. The 2 greatest teams in the NFC, and you're going to, come on, Drew. Come on, man. Moving on. It's if, but then it is then. We have people in the chat that say, oh, I don't think you are right. But truth is, Buck's never right. Just let them know. Hashtag waffle. All right, guys, so the next if and then, or the next team that we're going to break down is the infamous Baltimore Ravens versus the Cincinnati Bengals. And this one really hurt me, and I had to dig really, really deep of how ways the Baltimore Ravens can beat the Cincinnati Bengals. But let's continue with the MO, the things that have been happening basically all show long here, and the Baltimore Ravens have to sustain long drives. Another high-flying offense in playing at home. The Bengals, very good offense. Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, right? Jamar Chase. Those guys are all very, very good. Let's not sleep on Joe Mixon either. Keep them off the field. Nice long drives, 6, 7, 8-minute drives, and finish those drives, 3.7 points, whatever. You have to score in those drives, but nice long drives. That is number one. That is how the Ravens can beat the Bengals. Number two, make the Cincinnati Bengals a one-dimensional team. Now, we all know that they have second, third best passing offense in the league. Secretly, they have one of the best running offenses as well. When Joe Mixon is allowed to eat, the Cincinnati Bengals are very, very dangerous. You have to make them a one-dimensional team. Either all passing, all rushing, one way or the other. I prefer all rushing, take away the passing game, let them eat on the ground. That'll be your best chance to beat them, but you have to make them one-dimensional. The third way that they can win this game is you have to win at special teams. You have to win at special teams. No big kickoffs. Everything has to start at the 25-yard line or less. I love what the Raiders have been doing on their special teams. They've been kicking the ball way up in the air, kicking about the 1-2 yard line there, making them bring the ball out. And when you kick it way up there, you have your time for your kick coverage to get down there. Do that. You have to outbeat them at their own game. Win on special teams. Long drives, make the Bengals one-dimensional, and win on special teams. That is how the Ravens can win this game. So, Bengals will not beat the Ravens. Bengals will beat the Ravens. I'm sorry. Probably right. But if the Baltimore Ravens beat the Cincinnati Bengals this weekend, it is because they became a one-dimensional team. All passing or all rushing, preferably all rushing. That's the only way that the Ravens can really win this game. Make the Cincinnati Bengals a one-dimensional team, run versus run. I think the Ravens have a better rushing attack than the Bengals. Make it a rush versus rush game. That is how they can legit win this game. That hurt me so much saying that coming out of my mouth, like how the Ravens can win this game. I absolutely hate the Ravens. I hate the Ravens. Dobbins will have to step up and kick it high into the air. I think you mean Dobbins is a running back, but what's his face? You know, the 99 kicker. Fuck, what is his name? You know, the kicker for the Ravens. We all know. Guys, help me out. Who's the kicker for the Ravens? God damn it. I don't know. I can't even remember his name. That shows you how much I hate the Ravens. I don't even remember the damn kicker's name. The best kicker in the goddamn league. I don't even remember his name. Jesus. Now, it's a little bit of if. But then we said them then. The Cowboys versus Bucks. Cowboys, baby. The final if and then of the night here, guys, or the afternoon, I should say, 2 p.m. East Coast time every Monday through Friday right here, live, raw, uncut NFL talk with your boy at @ManOut_Buck on the old Twitter machine. Guys, if you haven't done so already, like what you're listening to, share this in a comment as well. I see all the comments strolling in here, and I try to answer each and every comment throughout the show. And if not, we'll do it on the members-only thing here, right? I do get to every comment in the end. But the final game that we're going to talk about is arguably one of the best games of the weekend, and that is the Dallas Cowboys versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers have already beat the Dallas Cowboys in week number 2 this season. Maybe it was week, I can't even remember. It was so long ago. But the Bucs already beat the Dallas Cowboys once this season but I'm going to give you 3 ways of how the Buccaneers can beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Number 1, that two-headed monster is hungry. Let them eat, feed them. Zeke and Tony Pollard, the best 1-2 punch in the NFL. They have to get 20-plus touches, 25 touches. They have to eat. Let them run the ball and run the ball a lot. That is how you're going to win this game. Number 2, let Dak Prescott be the game manager that he is. When the Cowboys lose football games, it is because Dak Prescott is not allowed to manage that game. The play calling becomes, hey, Dak, go win this game, not, hey, Dak, don't lose this game, right? So when you have the two-headed monster eating, Dak Prescott managing the game, good things happen. Number 3, how the Cowboys can win this game. Get Tom Brady frustrated. What is the kryptonite of Tom Brady's team is when Tom Brady starts breaking iPads. Let's just be honest. Get Tom Brady frustrated. Let the two-headed monster eat. Let Zeke and Tony Pollard eat. Give them the ball a lot. Let Dak be the game manager and get Tom Brady upset. That is how the Cowboys can win this game. Excuse me. So, if the Cowboys win this game, it is because Dak Prescott was allowed to manage the game. No mistakes, nickel and dime down the field. No pushing the ball down the field. We don't need that shit. Let Dak Prescott be the game manager that he is. That is how Dak Prescott wins a lot of football games. That is what Dak Prescott is in the end. Game manager. A game manager is not a bad term by any means. Just let him do what he does. Give it to CeeDee Lamb. Dump it off to Schultz, right? Hand the ball to Zeke and Tony Pollard every other play. Every other play. Drew says, Bucks upset the Cowgirls. See, I don't know if that would be an upset, Drew, to be honest, because Tom Brady is 7-0 versus the Dallas Cowboys. The Bucks are at home. The Bucks have already won 1 game this season versus the Dallas Cowboys. Hell, the last 2 seasons, they're 2-0 against them, right? Or 3-0, right? Guys, in the playoffs, I'm really not sure if there's a true upset. Now, it would be an upset if the Seahawks beat the 49ers. That would be an upset. It would be an upset if the Giants beat the Vikings, right? But this 4-5 game, I don't think it would be an upset, Drew. I think many people are actually picking the Buccaneers to win this game. And I actually said it that, excuse me, let me get that burp out. My bad. Sorry about that, guys. But I think the winner of this Tampa Bay Dallas Cowboys game will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. So whoever wins this 4-5 matchup, I think this team will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. Like, I mean, think about it. If the Cowboys win this game, they will be playing the old Eagles next round. Basically, the winner of this game should, in theory, play the Eagles next round, unless the Giants upset the Vikings or the Seahawks upset the Vikings. Then by de facto, those teams will be playing the Eagles, right? I think the Eagles are going to be a one and done. I think the Vikings are a one and done. I think the most dangerous team is the 49ers, and I think that Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers can both beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Dallas Cowboys can both beat the San Francisco 49ers. Hell, it would not surprise me if the 49ers lose in the first round. Dak has to be on mark and stop throwing behind the receivers. Yes, Dak has to be the game manager. When he throws the ball behind the receivers, because he's trying to make a play, Drew. It is because he is trying to do non-Dak Prescott things. But yeah, his accuracy has been sus in the last couple weeks, right? Sack the hell out of him. No time in the pocket. No playing with food in the fourth quarter because Tom will eat. Yes. That is how you... So, what has made Tom Brady so great in years past is from the snap to the pass is like 1.7 seconds, right? On average, I believe. It was like, it is under 2 seconds that Tom Brady catches the ball and gets the ball out to his receiver. Game manager, right? Boom, boom, right? Give the defense no time to even get off the ball. The fastest guy in the NFL couldn't even get through a blocker and get to Tom Brady underneath 2 seconds. It doesn't work. But unfortunately, Danny, the NFL, the refs will not let you sack the hell out of Tom Brady, right? You just basically have to get within a half a yard of them. They're going to throw a personal foul flag for roughing the passers. Let's just be honest. Was it last year in the playoffs or maybe the year before? I think it was the Rams, right? The dude swiped his hand like past Tom Brady's face. Didn't hit him. It threw a 15-yard flag. So, yeah. Dak has been throwing the ball back. Yes, he has, Drew. He has not been very accurate the last couple games, unfortunately. Playoff Lenny shows up. Come on, man. Playoff Lenny. If Playoff Lenny does show up, get 100 yards, Mike Evans is allowed to eat meat. Like I say, guys, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the most dangerous team in the NFC playoffs. Playing with house money, they're in a losing record. They weren't supposed to be there. Everybody thinks if they win, it's going to be upset. So, yeah. Hell, if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the Cowboys, it's over. It's over. Will it be an upset if the Jaguars win and the Dolphins win? So the Chargers-Jacksonville game, that is a complete toss-up. That is another 4-5 matchup, right? It would definitely not be an upset because I'm actually picking the Jaguars to win this game. I think I haven't really, made my decision yet, but I don't think it would be an upset. The Jaguars are arguably one of the hottest teams in the NFL behind the 49ers and going into the playoffs, right? They're also playing with house money. They had a win to get in, right? The Chargers were already locked a couple weeks ago, and they're 10-7. So I don't think it would be an upset. Now, if the Dolphins win, yes, that would be probably between the Seahawks, 49ers, Dolphins, Bills. It would not be a bigger upset than the Seahawks beating the 49ers, but it would definitely be a surprise. Like, whoa. It would definitely be an upset. Many people are picking the Buffalo Bills to make it to the Super Bowl, right? Because of the injury that their player received a couple weeks ago, right? They're playing with a new purpose, right? And what a better story to, win it for this guy, right? So, yeah, I mean, it would be an upset. Yeah, so, yeah. Gregory, glad to see you in the chat, man. First time chatter here. Welcome to the Man Hour Nation, man. Give us a hashtag Man Hour Nation in the chat. He says San Francisco 49ers will be in the Super Bowl. Do I want to say this? Do I want to give the spoiler alert? Guys, the San Francisco 49ers will not be in the Super Bowl. The San Francisco 49ers are a one and done in the playoffs. The Seahawks are going to beat the 49ers. The 49ers are a one and done in the playoffs. KC kid watching. What? There you go. Fellow Chiefs fan rolling with the Mahomes, baby. Let's do it. So guys, people in the chat, let me know your Super Bowl prediction. We had Chris on the other day. He said, I believe it was the Bills and 49ers. Alpha Rob said Bills and 49ers as 49ers as well. Other people have been saying the Vikings are going to make it. I'd be curious, guys. Who do you think is going to make it to the Super Bowl? My Super Bowl pick will be determined here tomorrow on Man Hour, or tonight on the After Hours. We got Mike LeBlanc on the After Hour Show tonight to talk some Dallas Cowboys. Mike is a avid Cowboys fan. So we got to talk about that, right? Because I have given you 3 ways of how every road team can win their said game. Tomorrow on Man Hour, 2 p.m. East Coast time, right here on Facebook.com or YouTube.com. I'll tell you how every home team can win the game, and then we're going to give the picks. We are going to give the picks. KC and 49ers. Absolutely wrong, Drew. Absolutely wrong, Drew. I don't care if you're a member over here, Drew. You're wrong. You're wrong, baby. I as a Chiefs fan, I do think it is going to be the Buffalo Bills. They are playing with a renewed purpose, right? Or maybe not. I'm giving way too much spoilers. See you tomorrow, or see you tonight, guys. 7 p.m. East Coast time. We out.